Go. Hello, everybody, and it's a gorgeous day in the villages. I'm sorry it's so gloomy up there, Miss Beverly. You need to come home right away, is what you need. We're working in book 274. We're on page 108, I Wish You Love. It's a beautiful song. Now, coincidentally, this is another French song. The song we did last week was also a French song, and it just fell that way in the order of the titles. But this was a French pop song recorded and released in 1942 by French female singer Lucienne Boyer. Now, I don't speak French, so I probably did not pronounce that correctly at all. Then later by French crooner Roland, I didn't write this, Gerbeau. Rolando Gerbeau. I have no idea how to speak French.
It's probably Boyer.
Oh, it probably is. You're probably right, Joe. Charles Trenay recorded his own version in 1943. Well, who is Charles Trenay? Take a look at who wrote the song. French Words and Music by Charles Trenay. Now, American lyricist Albert S.Q. Beach put English lyrics to the song, and it was introduced in 1957. That's a long time later. That's 14 years. By Keely Smith as the title cut of her solo debut album. And it was titled I Wish You Love. This song, go ahead.
Charles Trenay, he wrote La Mer too.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And he had, if you
Yep,
Google
this
him, he has a beautiful rendition of him singing it. It's the best.
Really?
Yeah. Mare. It just says Mare. Da, 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 da. It's really beautiful.
Nice. I'll have to get on YouTube and check that out. Yeah. It's always interesting to find out about the people who write your music. Because how many times do we just look at a song and, oh yeah, it's a good song, but we don't really delve into who wrote it and why. What was it written for? So I think that's kind of important. I think it makes our music come alive. There's a lot of cover versions on this song. The list was like long. So I just wrote down a few of them. Natalie Cole, Michael Bublé, Sam Cooke, Lady Gaga. Of course, she's got a beautiful voice. She really does. Nancy Wilson, Chaka Khan. Now, there's one I would not have expected. Frank Sinatra, of course, and then Rod Stewart. Now, Rod Stewart was best known for his rock and roll, and then he took his gravelly voice and he did a 40s album. And I think he actually did several of them. And absolutely beautiful songs. So if don't short circuit Rod Stewart and just write him off as a rock singer. He did some of the world's most beautiful 1940 songs. And check him out on YouTube and just check him out and see, because they are very nice. Very nice. He got out of his genre and did something a little different. Okay, so what do we know about I Wish You Love other than there's no roadmap? Nice. We do have a lot of extra chords. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it through once, just so you can hear what it sounds like, and I'm going to play it on Jazz Club at 78. Anywhere between 72 and 80 is good, depending on your background. If you have smoky strings, that's also very beautiful. Or I didn't try it on my go-to, which is Strings 101. I'm sure it's fabulous. And I also did it on Latin. Bossa Nova, Ballroom Latin. Very nice on this. Very nice. But I slowed the Jazz Club down. And then we're going to talk some more about doing medleys, because this is an easy one to do medleys with. Really super easy. Okay, so here we go. And I know it says Latin up here with rhythms, but I always tell you to ignore those because they're usually not right. In this case, Latin does work pretty well. Okay, let's put on an introduction. We are in the key of C.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you check out the lyrics, here comes a few more people. Go let them in. If you check out the lyrics, there actually is a very long introduction, a long introduction. So I did not write that all out for you, but if you are interested, go to musicnotes.com and you can get the introduction. It starts out, goodbye, and it goes into a long intro on I have to leave you, so this person is leaving the relationship.
There you go.
Pardon? Hello? Hi, Stan.
Yes, it's Stan. There's the intro.
Where are you? I don't see you. Let me go to gallery view. Where are you, Stan?
Too close.
Centered, Stanley.
There you are. Okay. You wrote it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Excellent. Okay, so we're all going to go call Stan and have him give us the intro.
Okay.
All of us.
It really is pretty. Now, if you're interested in the intro, you can go to musicnotes.com and print it out. Just make sure you print it out in the key of C, and then you can have the entire piece because it is really pretty. And if you read the lyrics that are here, it really tells a story about, the relationship is over, but I wish you all the wonderful things in the world. So, it's still in love, but obviously, sometimes relationships just can't work out even if you love the person. There's a lot of extended circumstances that for whatever reason, your job takes you somewhere else or you're already taken by another person, whatever. I wish you bluebirds in the spring to give your heart a song to sing, and then a kiss. But more than this, I wish you love. And in July, a lemonade to cool you in some leafy glade. These are really beautiful lyrics. I wish you health, and more than wealth, I wish you love. Now, if you go into the song pattern, that was the first 16 measures. 1 through 8, that's the first verse, almost the A section. Then the second part is the other A section. Now we go into the bridge. My breaking heart and I agree that you and I could never be. So with my best, my very best, I set you free. And then it goes, that's another 8 measures. Then it goes into the last section, which is the A section. So this is A, B, A as far as song sections. That's just nice to know for 2 things. But let's continue with the lyrics. I wish you shelter from the storm, a cozy fire to keep you warm, but most of all, when snowflakes fall, I wish you love. Just a really sweet set of lyrics. Very nice.
Beautiful
And that's
song.
why everybody in the world wants to do this song. It just is a nice, nice song.
What was your tempo, Dawn?
I was at 78 with that.
Thank you.
But depending on your rhythm, anywhere between 72 and 80 is going to be absolutely fine. And of course, you can play it faster if you wish, but you got to make sure that you can make those lyrics be expressed. Now, why is knowing A, B, A? Why is knowing that important? 2 reasons. One is for practicing. So if you're struggling with a song and you can just see that the first 8 measures are going to take some time, just do the first 8 measures and just work on those, because that's 75% of the song, because you're going to have it again 2 more places. The bridge, you usually don't even have to learn. And that's if you're doing medleys. Why? Because you can usually replace that bridge, which is that B section, with another song or the first 8 measures of another song. And now you've got a nice little medley going on. You don't even have to learn bridges unless they're beautiful and you like it and you want to express the whole song. So what are we looking for in a medley? And this is an easy one to do medleys with.
C.
In the key of C.
It's in the key of C, so you want it to be the same key. Now that's the easiest one to break, by the way. That's the easiest one to break. But when you're first getting started, make sure it's the same key. You want it to be same tempo. You don't want to be switching tempos in between songs. And for now, you want it to be the same background. Now, that can also be changed, but it's a lot easier to just start your medleys by following those 3 rules. They're all 3 meant to be broken because that's music. But to get started, that's what you're looking for. Now, the next thing that you want to look for is a same theme. What kind of a theme do you want going on with your song? Do you want it to be Charles Trenay songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Do you want it to be songs about love? That's easy. That's why this is such an easy song to pair it with. Or does the flow of the song kind of remind you of another song?
Mhm.
That happens a lot too. Sometimes they just feel right. Y'all ever find yourself just kind of playing a song and then all of a sudden you're singing a different one? Yeah, that means that probably those 2 songs would work very well in a medley. That happens all the time. You even are going to find a ton of songs in this book.
Yeah, I bet.
In this book. So I think I am going to play this again. I'm going to go to Bossa Nova. Actually, I did it on Jazz Club, but I'm going to try something different. I'm going to go to Bossa Nova, slow it down, and let's try 78 again. I'm going to use the flutes, which is rhythm preset number 2, and see if I can make that work pretty nicely. And I've got it marked, so I'm just going to turn to a different song, and you tell me if they don't work.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Still there with you.
Okay, did it work?
Yes.
Yeah, it was nice and smooth, wasn't it?
Yes, it
Now,
was good.
I did decide to put the bridge in because it was not ending, it was going to a different key center. This bridge is in a different key center. So I decided, we'll play the bridge because that's going to lead back to the key of C, which it did. And as long as it led back to the key of C, I could go right into the next song.
Yeah, that was good.
That's beautiful. Where was that song in the same book?
It's in the same book. Yes, it is. That's Till There Was You on page 296. And when you can leave it at the same tempo and the same background, I actually did it on Jazz Club. It worked well with that too. Yep. So, you know, that's how you try it, is you try things in the sections. Now, you don't want to do so much cutting and pasting that it doesn't make any sense. Usually you just want to insert part of a song and then go right back into the first song. And you can go back into it. I chose to go back into it on the last A section. I could have gone back into it, into the bridge again if I wanted to. So that's why you keep your sections separate and try to use the different sections of songs to put together a medley of songs.
Yeah.
And if sometimes all you want to do is play one song and then go right into the next song. You can do that too.
Yeah.
And just make a chain of songs. But again, it works the best if you have the same rhythm, the same tempo, the same key. Then you can go right into one from the other. Yeah, you could have changed presets. You can always change your sounds up.
Yeah.
But it's fun to do. It just gives you something extra to try.
Yep.
Sometimes you think two songs are going to work. And you go, ooh, two songs about rain. Let's do this. Let's do these two songs. And try as you might, you can't find any rhythm that works with the two of them, or a sound that works, or a feeling for the two of them. So then you got to scrap it and say, nope, those are songs that just stand on their own. Sometimes that's going to happen. You can't force them. They have to flow naturally. I'll give you a hint. Picnic and Moonglow are often played as a medley.
Yeah.
Picnic and Moonglow. So if you find copies of those and try putting them together, then they're played as a medley often. So try
What do
those.
you call it when they're both played at the same time? A unison or something like that?
Actually, no. What are the two? Till There Was You, actually.
Picnic and Moonglow.
That's the one that 76 trombones is actually the same chord structure, and those two can be interchanged, believe it or not.
76 trombones or what?
Well, if you remember in the song, in the musical, I think those are the two that get put together. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in the musical they do put those. Joe, you're my Broadway specialist, my musical specialist. Wasn't it Till There Was You and 76 trombones, the same?
He left.
What was the first song you said? Was 76 trombones?
76 trombones and Till There Was You from The Music Man?
Right, both the songs are from there.
Yes, but
playing
they
together,
get they get sung at the same time in the musical because they're the same chord structure. And so they put them together with the same.
I've seen a lot of medleys with that, and they also had Wells Fargo Wagon in there with Till There Was You and 76 trombones.
Oh, okay. So see, there were three of them that worked together very well. Yeah. But check that out. I think 76 trombones has the same chord pattern as Till There Was You, and so they sing them intermittently at the same time. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So sometimes they're written like that on purpose, and sometimes they just feel right. They just feel like they should go. All right, get your pencils out. I got some chords for you. I hope you like them, especially the chords at the end. I thought those were sweet, so I think you'll like those as well.
Okay.
All right. D minor is good for 2 counts. Beat 3, which is over that blacked in 8th note, put in a G7, Gorilla 7. Next measure, over the word spring, cross out the G and replace it with D minor or D minor 7. And that's good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the blacked in 8th note, G7. So really, we're just taking those 2 chords and just going back and forth between them instead of playing one for one measure and one for the next. We're just breaking it up into 2 beats instead of 4. Second line, make the C a C major 7, which is C and B, butterfly, for 2 counts. over the blacked in eighth note, beat 3, put in an A minor or an A minor 7. Alligator minor 7. Second measure, over the D for sing, put in a C major 7. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to toggle between those two chords. So C major 7 over the D for 2 counts. Over the blacked in eighth note, beat 3, A minor 7. Hello? All right, no more changes in that line. Let's go to line 3. The C chord is good for 1 measure. Cross out the A.
I can, oh, crud. I'm gonna miss the whole thing. I'm taking chords. I'm gonna miss the whole thing.
Uh-oh. I'm going to put mute all on just for now. If you need it unmuted, please feel free to do that. So line 3, second measure, cross out the A and replace it with E minor 7, flat the 5th. Woohoo! Good chord. All right, so how do you play that baby? You can put the D either on top or bottom. Let's go from bottom up. E elephant, G gorilla, B flat, butterfly flat, and D dinosaur. The D can go on the bottom, doesn't matter. So whichever one is most comfortable for you to play, but oh, is that a nice sound?
Could you repeat all that?
Yes. Third line, second measure, cross out the A and replace it with E minor 7, flat the 5th. 4-fingered chord. Your notes are E elephant, G gorilla, B flat butterfly, and D dinosaur. And the D can go top or bottom, doesn't matter. That's good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the F. Now put your A7 back in. The D minor in measure 3 is fine for 2 counts. We're just going to repeat now what we did. We're in the second A section, so we're just going to repeat what we did. The D minor is good for 2 counts. Over the blacked in eighth note, go to a G7. Next measure, cross out the G and replace it with D minor or D minor 7, dinosaur minor, for 2 counts. Over the blacked in eighth note, beat 3, put your G7 back in. We're toggling back and forth between those two. Line 4, make the C a C major 7. We're just going to repeat everything you did in line 2, by the way. Third beat, over that blacked in eighth note, A minor or A minor 7. Second measure, over the D for glade, C major 7, C and B. Chickens and butterflies for 2 counts. Over the blacked in eighth note, beat 3, A minor or A minor 7. All right, let's go to the next page. Their D minor 7's perfect the way it is. Now we're good until we get to the bridge. My breaking heart. Line 1, last measure. Make the F an F major 7. That's E and F. Remember your rules for major 7s are always the letter minus 1. So it's E and F. Oh, we're good. We're good on time. Second line. Make the F minor, if you wish, an F minor 7, which would be an E flat, F, and A flat. But the E flat is the 7, and it's the one that's optional. That's good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the blacked in eighth note. B flat 7 or B flat 9. Ooh, now that's a cool chord too. What notes are in a B flat 9? A flat, B flat, C chicken, and D dinosaur.
Was that the A7?
Nope, nope, that's a B flat 9.
We're on
Go,
the
Dawn.
second page, second line.
Yes, first measure, third beat.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep. That's a B flat 7, which is A flat and B flat, or a B flat 9, which is A flat, B flat, C and D. And the C and D can go on the bottom. I just find that to be a ridiculous long stretch. So for me, it's easier because my fingers are short to bring it up here. That's just a nice chord. Or just play the B flat all by itself if you want. That works too. All right, second measure, second line, second measure. Cross out the C and replace it with E minor or E minor 7. E minor is E and G. E minor 7 is D, E, and G for 2 counts. Beat 3, which is over the Blackton 8th note, G minor, gorilla minor. The last 2 chords on that line are fine just the way they are. Let's go to line 3. Measure 3 over the Blackton quarter note. Beat 1. Put in a D minor or D minor 7. See, now we're going back to
I'm
the
sorry,
original
Dawn.
A section.
Dawn,
Yes.
did you say G or a D minor?
D minor, dinosaur
dog.
minor.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, now I'm going to give you an
And
optional chord.
Where was that chord? The D minor 7?
D minor 7 is C, D, and
No.
F.
Where was it?
It's on line 3,
Yeah.
third measure, first beat over the Blackton quarter note.
Okay.
Now that same measure, beat 3 over the F for wish, you have an optional chord. It's an A7. A7. Then we go back to the A section. So you're basically just going to copy the same chords that you did over here. Go ahead. Question? I wish you shelter. The D minor is good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the Blackton 8th note, G or G7, gorilla 7. Line 4. First beat, cross out the G and replace it with D minor, dinosaur minor, or D minor 7, which is C, D, F for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the Blackton 8th note, G7. See a pattern?
Yeah.
Second measure. Make that C, guess what? It's a major 7, just like it was over here. C and B, chickens and butterflies. Now, if you want to cheat and play it down here instead of playing it like this, I see nothing. All right, the C major 7 is good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the Blackton 8th note, A minor or A minor 7, C, G, A. Last measure in that line, over the D for warm, C major 7 for 2 counts. Over the third beat, over the Blackton 8th note, A minor 7, C, G, A.
Yeah.
The last line, the D minor 7 is good, the G7 is good, and you can end this 2 ways. You can just play a C major 7 and be done with it, or I'm going to give you 3 chords to play instead of the C major 7. So cross him out if you want, and you're going to play A flat major 7. A flat major 7, which is G and A flat.
Where does that go, Dawn?
That goes instead of the C, instead of your last chord. I'm going to give you a set of 3 chords to play instead of that last C.
Okay.
A flat major 7 going to an F minor 6. Oh, now remember your 6s you have to play in root position. So do not put the D on the bottom, put the D on the top. F, A flat, C, and D dinosaur. And just check your window and make sure it's there. And then your last chord is a C major 7, C and B. But that is just such a cool progression, so that the last line, but most of all, when snowflakes fall, I wish you love, is going to sound like this. Not pretty.
Very.
Yeah.
Dawn,
Yeah.
Dawn, excuse me. On the second line on page 109,
Okay.
the last two measures, can you repeat what you said there, please?
No changes. The last two measures of line 2 are A7 and the D minor 7, just as printed.
Oh, okay. There's
Yep.
nothing there.
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I did.
Very
Dawn,
cool. Yeah.
Dawn, fourth line, last measure of the second page.
Okay. Last measure over the word warm.
Yes.
C major 7, chicken major
Say it,
7.
say it. Oh, C, okay.
Yep. C major 7, C and B, chickens and butterflies for 2 counts. And beat 3 over the blacked in 8th note, A minor 7.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, so the chords aren't that hard. It just gives it a little more movement when you change chords every 2 beats instead of every measure.
Can you redo this last line on the second page, please?
Yes, last line on the second page, D minor 7, just as printed. G7, just as printed. We're going to cross out the C, and we're going to play A flat major 7, which is G gorilla and A flat, flat alligators. And then you're going to go to an F minor 6. Now, if you don't want to play F minor 6, just play F minor. F minor 6 is F fish, A flat, flat alligators, C chicken, and D dinosaur.
Okay.
And then the last chord will be a C major 7, C and B, chickens and butterflies.
Dawn,
Yes.
could you repeat the third line, last measure, what you did there?
Third line of page 2?
Yes.
Yes. It's a D minor 7 for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the blacked in 8th note, G7, gorilla 7. It should be the same as what your first full measure was at the top of the page. Going back to the whole beginning of the song, because that last section, that's your A section. A, B is always different from the rest of the song, going back to A. Now, if you're doing a medley and you want to play the whole song, which I didn't do when I went to the other song, but if you wanted to do the medley, don't play the last 3 chords. You can play the C chord, but keep it on, but don't play the last 3 chords because they're so final. There's nothing that really says, I want to lead into the next song. So if you're leading into another song from the end of the song, play C or C major 7, and then if you wish, go into a G7 chord, and then go into the next song.
Okay.
Because that G7 is the lead-in chord. Remember, the lead-in chord is always the 5th grade of the scale. So if you're in the key of C, and you go C, D, E, F, G, G7 is that lead-in chord. That's the in-between chord if you are planning to do a medley and you want to put that lead-in chord. Now, you don't have to. You can stay on C and just go right into C. But if you play that G7, that's the chord that everybody says, oops, she's not done yet, not done. And we're going to play C, play the G7, and your ear's like, whoops, something else. Then you can go to your next song. You can change the sound if you want, but that's the lead-in to get your medley.
We
You're
lost you.
frozen.
You're frozen.
You froze.
You're frozen like Disney.
Honey, Cheryl. Dawn, can you hear us? She probably can, but can't do anything about it. So you better not talk about her.
Oh, we've lost the
There's
picture.
some
And
signals.
we've lost the picture and everything.
Yeah, we lost it all.
If she backs out, oh,
Cover.
she back out. Okay, so she's coming back in.
Yeah.
So I thought we might all get lost because she started the thing, but looks like she'll come back in.
That's a pretty aqua blouse, Cheryl.
Oh, thank you. I had a doctor's appointment, so I had to dress up. Thank you.
That wasn't for us.
All right. You guys didn't need me at all. No, I've been having some problems with we have a brand new internet service. Am I back now?
Yes.
Oh, thank
Yes.
God.
Yeah, you're back. I got a notice that 40-minute limit, and you went off.
Well, that shouldn't have happened because I'm on a professional. I'm on a Zoom Pro.
Right.
Well, something broke into on mine. That's what it stopped.
Really?
Came
Well,
up
then-
and it
Okay.
said 40-minute limit.
Yeah, no, only if you're on a free one. I'm not on a free one.
Wow.
I'm on a Zoom Pro. It's all paid. That's why you guys go on Patreon so that you can. Yeah.
Well, then it finally came back.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to fix that because that's not right. I'll have to let Robert know. And I am having some internet problems with our new company. They've been doing updates at weird times, and my phone service just all of a sudden shuts off in the middle of a conversation. So, it's part of technology. We just deal with it.
We can talk to each other.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
too
having
bad.
trouble with upgrades too.
Yeah.
John, can you go over that line 3 on the second page?
Yep. Line 3
first-
on the second page.
The first measure, did you say make that a D minor 7?
No, that's a D7. No, the first two measures of line 3 are just as is. Just as is.
That makes more sense.
Uh-huh. Because you're still part of the bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same chord as the previous measure.
No,
Nope.
that's
No.
the only D7. The D7 that's the only chord. That's the only time a D7 is used in the whole song.
Yeah, okay. But I'm talking, I had it marked wrong.
Oh, okay.
The
That
D minor
happens.
7's in the third measure. That's what
Yeah,
it says.
I got that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the first two measures, no changes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to try playing this one more time. I'm going to use strings 101, and I'm not going to put in the medley because we wasted time with the internet going bad on us. So,
You know, this really sounded good. I played this this morning.
On what?
With Marco's Romantic Latin.
Oh, I'll bet you that was beautiful.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I'm going to play that Saturday.
Totally different feeling when you do that. So even though I played the same tempo for all three of those, one of them was a little more loungy with the jazz club. This was with the full orchestra, and then the Latin band gave it a completely different flavor as well.
Don?
Yes?
When did you go down to the lower keyboard and when did you go back up?
I did the whole bridge in the lower keyboard.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, the whole bridge I did it. Now, you don't have to do it that way. I could have gone down to the lower keyboard with first 8 measures. The second 8 measures, I could have gone down. So, you know, use this judiciously where you want to. But, yeah, that bridge being the part that's so different from the rest of the music. Yeah, that's the part that you just go, oh, okay. So that's when I went to the lower keyboard to get a different sound. And then I went back up when the A section started again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice song.
Hey, Daun.
Yeah.
A flat major 7. Would you give me the notes to that chord?
A flat major 7 is G and A flat. Remember the rules for a major 7. It's the letter of the note minus 1. 1 directly to the left.
Okay. If you play it a 4-finger, isn't that normally a 4-finger chord?
If you want to, it could be a 4-fingered chord, but major 7s you don't have to play as a 4-fingered chord. If you play a B flat major 7, it's going to be F, A, B flat, and D.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't need that. You only need the 2 fingers.
Okay. Thank you.
Good questions. Yeah. All right. Next week, we are going to do I Won't Last a Day Without You, a Paul Williams song done by the Carpenters.
It's 6 pages.
Is it? Oh, my. I didn't look. It most certainly is.
Wow.
We'll do it. Yeah,
Okay.
we can do it. We're good. All right, we're also going to do fingering. So the rest of you have a fabulous day. We'll see you in the next class. Oh, and if you could join me for Wednesday class, I spent a lot of time on that song. So I did some presets. Yeah, we're going to have some fun with that one. Yep.
Okay, see you then.
All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you. The rest of you who need fingering, get your pencils out. Get your pencils out.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Dawn.
you guys. Bye.
Take care.
I will.
Love you too.
Dawn.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. E3, F4, G5, E3. D2, E3, D2, E3. D2, D2, G5. This next D can either be a 3 or a 2. Then your C can either be a 1 or a 2. Don't do a 2-2. It's either going to be a 3-2 or it's going to or a 2-1. But then your next D over the word song is a 3. C2, D3. C2, C2, F5. Same thing. C can either be 3 or 2. I made the A a 1, C3, A1. B2, E5, D4, B2, third line A1. E3, F4, G5, E3. This is the second A section, so it should all actually be the same. D2, E3, D2, E3, D2, D2, G5. Next line, D can either be 3 or 2. C can be 1 or 2. D3, C2, D3, C2, C2, F5, C3 or 2, A1, C3, A1. Joe, if you're still on, it's Lady Marmalade for Wednesday. Top of the page, B2, E5, D4, E5, D4, At the end of that D, put a check mark because now you're going into the bridge. So that's, you're going to change finger position, but you also might want to change keywords. C1, D2, F3, A5. A5, A5, A5. Second line, A flat 4. C1, D2, E3, G5. G5, 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 G5. A1, B flat 2, A1, F4, 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 F4. Third line, E3, A5, A5, A flat 4, G3. At the end of that held G, put a check mark. And now this would be the place if you're going to go to another keyboard, you might want to do that or press a different preset. E3, F4, G5, E3, D2, E3, D2, E3, D2, D2, G5. The D can either be a 3 or a 2. The C can either be a 1 or a 2. And remember, you're not going 2, 2. It's either going to be 3, 2 or 2, 1. So just make sure you get it so it's easy for you. D3, C2, D3, C2, C2, F5, C2, A1, C2, F4, high A5, B1, 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 and C2.
Dawn, could you kindly repeat the fourth line? I missed you
Yes,
there.
ma'am. Fourth line, starting with the word storm. It's E3.
Storm.
Yeah, E3, D2, D2, G5. D can either be 3 or 2. The next C can either be 1 or 2. Then it's D3, C2, D3, C2, C2, and F5.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Cheryl. Anybody else? No? Okay. Well, I am not going to end the class, but I'm going to say goodbye to you because I already told you, my daughter, she already entered the room. I don't see her though. Where is she?
Hello, daughter.
Yep, there she is. There she is. That's Grace. Yep. So I'm going to see her new house and just see her for a while. So the rest of you, when you're ready to say goodbye, that's fine. You guys are awesome. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. All right. Hello, Miss Grace.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Ooh, how you doing with your braces?
They're good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You ended up with the same problem that I had when I was a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, do you need to stop recording the video as well?
Oh, yes, I needed to do that. Thank you. See, only you would think of that.
Yep.